Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Michael of New World Skin Designs and we are moving on with our conversation. So we're going to take the next one right from the big board, just how good we have it. So we're going to take it off the big board. We know that we're getting things done and once our pleasantries have started, I am Michael. I'm a gardener by trade and a designer by choice. And tonight we're going to be talking about how good we have it. This channel is all about taking you into the new world and me taking you taking me into the new world and me taking you into the new world. So each night I delve into a topic with an umbrella that we are in the new world. And by that I mean, since the beginning of this year, we're finally receiving all of the, we're finally feeling all of the changes that have happened from COVID, whether it's, well, whatever it is, we're going to jump right into it. But before we do, as always, we do just a little rap. If the moon star should fall in the sky, they'd be easy to replace. We'll lift you up to heaven, and you will take their place. And I open up the door, I'll just spit onto the floor. I didn't need to see his face, 'cause I saw her head, and then I closed the door. And I don't think I'm gonna love you anymore. All right, yay. I wanted to do a quick warrant song tonight and do a little riff just to kind of get us in the mood for it. And hello. Of course, as always, Waffles wanted to say hi. What up, guys? Just here hanging out on the next video. Right on. And then, of course, we also have yeah, that's right. I listen in. You know it. Yeah. I'm listening. Yeah. So Stoney's here, Waffles is here, I'm here, and you're here, and I'm so happy that you are. So tonight's video is on just how good we have it. Let's put things back in context. Let's just go back 50 years. 1970, almost exactly the same as we have it now, although the options that you have from the last 50 years have tripled. 50 years ago, in 1971, I think it's 1972, let's just call it 50 years, 50 years ago in 72, we were in a massive recession, and we're in a massive recession now. What is the difference? We have so many more options, and our comfort level is just so much higher than it was 50 years ago. It's not that strange for someone to have a hot tub in their backyard that's working and is beautiful and does its thing. Guilty as charged. So even though you're in a recession, you have access to a therapeutic idea or a therapeutic machine that'll help you out. Let's go back 100 years, back in 1922. In 1922, we were just getting out of World War I. So yikes! I mean, the war started in 12, right? Lasted for what, 4 or 5 years. Takes us to 17. We're only 5 years out of World War One, and at that time, England is the epicenter of the world. The things that you go through, like your antibiotics, different medicines, is so much easier to take care of. How about back in 1912, you didn't have a car. The automobile was not even invented yet, or if it was only by rich people. So you wouldn't have one, and I wouldn't have one. So to get where you wanted to go, you either had to walk, or you had to take a horse. A horse? Really? Really? Yeah, you had to take a horse. So therefore, you've got to feed the thing, water the thing, clean up after it, etc., every single day. Take care of it. Now people just go out, put gas in it, and they're off and going. So your transportation has changed 1,000% since 1912, and it expands our world. And what has that expansion brought us but a ton of looking on into it with a lens now of the new world? It's brought a lot of strife and a lot of problems into it. But for everything that it's taken, which is the strife and its problems, and now we're more alone than ever after womanism and I don't need no man, and these angry, bitter men, and I wish they'd move on, and some of them have, and they convey that fairly well. The idea of MGTOW is for men to just go their own way. You don't need to be angry. I went my own way, and I'm not bitter. I don't have anything, I really don't have that much to be bitter about. So, yeah, that in mind. Like I say, it's kind of funny with the hat, but hey, that's my dress from Milan, so you just got to put up with it. So, I like this. This is good rendition here for the channel, and I like the lighting on it. This is good. So, back in 1912, your main drug would be Morpha, which would be straight morphine administered, but that would be only in dire emergencies or war. They had nothing in the case of mental health. They had nothing in the case of, what if you were diabetic? What if you were diabetic? You'd be dead. You'd be dead. That's all there is to it. You'd be dead. Because they don't have the medicines and the access to medicines that we have now. We're living in one of the most abundant times, that has ever been recorded. Now, I'm going to have to say pre-burn, but pre-burn, before 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago, we had cheap everything. You filled your gut to the brim. You filled your boat to the brim. You filled your gas to the brim. You just did whatever you wanted, man. It was America. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, America. But since then, we have left the land of abundance. But the one thing that I want you to take away from this, how good do we have it now? We all have freedom. We have the most freedom ever. You can live how you want. You can be how you want. You want to be a man dressing up as a woman. You didn't need to be a rock. You don't need to be a rock star anymore to do it. You can just do it, right? No one has the right to say, I mean, are you a man? Are you a woman? What are you? You can't even say that anymore. I mean, you could back 15 years ago. So anyway, that is the main topic that I wanted to bring up of today. Was the idea of how good do we have it? We have everything at our footstep, at our doorstep, or even inside the doorstep around us. We live in the most abundant time ever, and I just wanted to get that across. How about 200 years ago? How about back in 1812? They didn't. You could get, well, just like 1912. There were no medicines. There was no access to medicines. It was tincture of aluminum and make a tea out of this root 3 days a week. Get out of here. Who would even have thought that would have worked? It says Chinese. It's not even Chinese. Yeah, it's a home apothecary sort of an idea. But it didn't have the backing of our medicines today. We didn't have a way to transport around. We didn't have a way to communicate with each other. I'm communicating with you now on this, just on that whole thing. So think of it at almost any other time. And I'm going to say any time. Think of it in any time in the past. You want to live 300 years ago? Back in 1612 in dreary England? With the pickled fish? Really? Oh, get out of here, really. You want to have this salted fish. That's what you want. No way to get anywhere, no way to... I mean, paper was a big thing. I can go buy reams of paper now. You used to be able to at Walmart for 88 cents. It's just ridiculous of how good we have it. Back in the day, even... And this was 100 years ago. For you to have paper was just a big deal. Paper was very expensive. Everything was very expensive. And one of your things was tea. So I hope you like tea, because our idea of having coffee, or this beautiful coffee, or access to it that's the way we do now, just forget it. It just wasn't even there. Can you even imagine that? Can you even imagine that? And so I want to bring it into this umbrella under the new world, which is just realize how good we actually have it, and that it's a time of abundance, and it's a time of when almost anything is possible. So I want you to think of it in that regard, to have a grateful heart. And that's the message for tonight. And I like to really pound down on just one message. Realize just how good we have it now, as compared to almost any other time in history, and realize that even in this time of recession, when everything is melting down, we still have so much more than others have had in the past. And if you believe in reincarnation, you're absolutely living it in this beautiful land, and this theme of abundance, even now as things are coming down. Now we are going to go into, we're already in recession, almost have been for a year now. We've been into it for 10 and a half months. So, to the day. So I just wanted to bring that up, because I think that will help you in the world to realize that whatever your goals are and whatever your idea is, it's going to take time. It really is, but that's what we have a lot of right now. We may not have a lot of anything else, but you've got a lot of time. And you can live that time without fear of starving to death. People starve to death. We have so many programs now that weren't even available 60, 70 years ago. We have different churches, we have UNICEF, we have the food bank, they didn't have any of that then. It was each man for himself and go for it. There was absolutely no government or social programs that were out there to help you. So just realize how good we have it. And I think as we enter, as we are in this new world now, that really puts things into context for you to be grateful. So tomorrow we're going to move on to managing your time, but that's for tomorrow. So that's the message for tonight. I love you. I'm so glad that you're here. I really am. It means a lot to me that you're listening and you're watching. This is my bedroom studio, but I really feel comfortable here, and I like this setup. So anyway, that's the message for tonight. Realize just how good we have it. I think it will give you some sort of ease and some sort of clarity onto, even though we are in a meltdown, things are going to get better. So, and they are getting better all the time if you make it that way. So focus in on you and realize how good we have it. And tomorrow we'll move on to manage your time. Okay, good night.